Hey, it's Nick Green, Hollywood on Trail. Snakes on the Appalachian Trail. A lot of people have a lot of feelings about this issue, especially before they get started with their hike. There's a fear factor for sure when it comes to snakes on trail, and sometimes it could be warranted. So today we're going to go over all you need to know about snakes on the AT. There are many different types of snakes you'll encounter on the AT, but only two of them are venomous: the timber rattlesnake and the copperhead. Let's start with the timber rattler. They are found everywhere on the AT except in Maine. For some reason, Mainers have figured out how to keep timber rattlers out of their state. In the fall and spring, they are more active in the daytime, but in the hot summer months, they're pretty much nocturnal. The timber rattler is the only type of rattlesnake you'll find on the AT. It is the third largest venomous snake in the US, that's a good fun fact, and its venom is actually rather potent. So if you are bitten by a timber rattler, this would be considered a medical emergency. That being said, the timber rattler is also the most docile of all the rattlesnakes, so their bite is actually rather rare. Their rattle is also very loud, so if they are warning you to stay away from them, you will hear them, and you should probably stay away from them. The problem is when they don't rattle, and I've experienced this several times on trail. You'll be walking down the path, just minding your own business, and then right before you step on their head, you spot them and you jump higher than you ever thought you could. Luckily, I've never been bitten by a timber rattler, but I have been very, very close, I'd say. Adult rattlesnakes actually can control the amount of venom they insert into your body. So the adult snakes are not as big an issue, ironically enough, as the younger snakes. If you are bitten by a younger rattler, you might think, well, it might not be so bad because it was just a small one, but the reality is they cannot control how much venom they release. The adult ones don't want to waste all of their venom on something that is simply just a threat to them rather than dinner. So if you are bitten by an adult rattlesnake, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be deadly. That being said, you should still seek medical attention immediately. The next type of venomous snake on trail is the copperhead. They are found in all states on the AT except Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. So Maine informed most of the rest of New England what to do about keeping venomous snakes out, and they aren't there. There are a few other snakes on trail that are not venomous that look pretty similar to the copperhead. Rule of thumb is if you think it might be something venomous, just stay away completely. Copperhead bites are actually far more common than the timber rattler bite. If they feel at all threatened, they're probably going to strike. They don't give you much warning, they just kind of go for it. They're also super well camouflaged. You hardly ever see them until you see them. I actually never saw one on trail, which is a shame because I heard they're really beautiful to see. However, I'm sure I passed right by them without even noticing, which is actually even more nerve-wracking, come to think of it. However, just like the timber rattler, their first choice is not to attack you. You are not their dinner. They're only going to attack when they feel threatened. So they would much rather just slither on by you without being noticed. But if they do feel threatened because, say, you don't see them and are about to step on them or touch them, they will strike. Copperhead bites are almost never fatal to humans. However, with that being said, you obviously should still seek medical attention immediately if you are bitten. And you are most likely to encounter them at dawn or at dusk or overnight. Now, what do you do if you are bitten by either a timber rattler or a copperhead? Well, the first thing you do, and this is going to sound a little bit like general advice, but it is actually the very first thing you do, is relax. Calm down. When you get nervous, your heart starts pumping. And when your heart starts pumping, all the venom that is in your body is going to be passed around to the rest of your body. So relaxing, staying calm will keep your heart rate down and maintain the venom in just one part of your body. The next thing you do is not suck out the venom. Please don't do that. Clean the area with some clean water. If you have some antibacterial, you can use that as well. Just really clean that area the best you can. Then you can wrap it in a light bandage to keep dirt and other things from getting into that wound. And most importantly, finally, seek medical attention. Luckily on the AT, you're not ever really too far from a town or a road. Sometimes, though, you are several miles away, and this could be an issue. So again, just stay calm, get to a road as quickly as you can, get to where you have cell service, and seek medical attention. Most adult human beings are big enough to where the venom is not going to attack you seriously enough to kill you before you can get to medical attention. However, that being said, if you're traveling with children or an animal, that could be a different story. If you're traveling with your dog and your dog is bitten, you have to seek medical attention for them right away. I know a lot of dogs, including my own, love to stick their face in areas that they're curious about, and that could be tragic for them. I've heard several stories about dogs being bitten, one even in the face, so please just be careful with your animal. If you have to leash them up, please leash them up. And if they are bitten, find your way to the vet immediately. Once you're at the vet, just know that it's not a guarantee they'll have the anti-venom for the snake bite that your dog received. So even in the case that you get them to the right place at the right time, there's still not a guarantee your dog will be okay. You're gonna see a ton of other snakes out there as well. My favorite was the eastern rat snake. These things are massive. They could get up to like 6 feet long. They're really big, and they're kind of scary looking in a cool way, but they are not dangerous to you. Again, as long as you leave them alone, they won't try to bite you or anything like that. Really, they're just out there to eat all the mice, and that's a good thing. After all this, just remember, being bitten as you're hiking is rather rare. Just keep your wits about you. Realize that the snakes are not there to hurt you. They're just trying to live their own lives. If they feel threatened, they will try to defend themselves. But they're not stalking you. They're not going to try to hunt you down. I saw on my through hike of the AT 50 plus snakes, including dozens of rattlesnakes. No copperheads, unfortunately. But they are out there. It is not, however, something that should thwart you from hiking the trail. They are just another really beautiful part of the AT if you keep your wits about you and not bother them. Do your best to always maintain focus, look in front of you, and if you are unfortunately bitten, just follow the protocol and you will most likely be okay. All that being said, just remember, if you can't carry it in your pack or in your soul, you don't need it.